Hi guys.
Hi guys, welcome back. It's been a long time since we've seen you. Moving on to this podcast.
Today we're gonna be doing our actual conversations about like horror stories with dates and all that good stuff. So if you want us to actually talk instead of reacting to photos, this might be the podcast for you. So stay tuned. Pretty much.
And dates. But I don't think it really has to be just about dates. We can talk about like creepy moments outside with people. Like you like run into your house really quick. That one day when the clown stuff was happening. If you don't know about the clown pandemic, there was a clown pandemic before the corona pandemic.
Yes.
But they would like wait outside to like attack people at night. And I worked really late at night. But I was dog sitting for my brother, and I was convinced.
For this one.
I was convinced that there was clowns outside because there was like tall fences and you couldn't hear anything. You just like the wind and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like I ran inside like a little baby, and I fell up the steps and I like skidded my knee. All because I was paranoid that there was clowns out there.
I don't blame you. I have a fear of clowns. So if I seen one in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night next to me, it would not be good. I'd pee myself.
Yeah.
It would be bad.
I would just automatically, I'd probably go into some sort of like thing.
Yeah,
I'd probably just die.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even be able to kill me because I would just die.
Right there,
Seeing
yeah.
them.
Are you
Okay,
scared of clowns?
I just told that story.
But like, you're actually afraid of them?
Do you not know anything about me?
No, like I just...
You knew that I was afraid of
Are
clowns.
you? Okay.
Clowns and spiders were the two
That's
things.
inspired. I have way more than that. I have a lot of things.
Well, they were like up there. But yeah, no, I was always afraid of clowns. Because I was
wasn't
afraid
until freaking sixth
of things dressed in costumes.
Oh,
Do you remember?
yeah, tell that story though.
About the bumblebee?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this restaurant would have a mascot that was a bumblebee, and when I was a toddler, I went into the bathroom, and the bumblebee took off his head, or her head, I assume it was a girl, and put the head on the floor, and I just remember, like, being in the stall next to her, like, freaked out, because you just see the head, like, come up, off, and then, like, now it's on the ground, so I hurried up, I probably washed my, I don't know. But I hurried up, wash my hands, and then as I was leaving the bathroom, they were, I just seen the head come back up over the thing, because they must not be allowed to have it off, like, around people. So you just see it over the stall come up, and, like, I was out there.
It's so funny.
I don't like things dressed in costumes. I don't know what, it's just, like, uneasy. And I call them things, and they're people. But,
no,
like,
I know what you mean. It's like called the uncanny valley when they're like almost human but they're not, and they just look. They don't look right. Maybe that's not the uncanny valley, but I know like when you're.
Sorry if you hear the train in the background.
Yeah. When you're like dressed in a costume, people do get freaked out by it. That's what I don't like about clowns, because they are like they look very like odd, and then they act weird because they are a character.
Yeah.
You know, it freaks me out. Like, I don't like it. I don't like any.
You're freaking yourself out.
I don't like, like, oh my goodness, that It movie with Pennywise, don't like that. Man, I'm just like having flashbacks because of when I was in 5th grade. There was a really bad experience with a clown that was like really weird, and I was like. I was the one that was centered around all his jokes, and he kept spitting at every time he talked to me. Their shoes are huge. Like, I have big feet, but man, their shoes are so big, and it's uncomfortable, and like, I don't even like it. Have you ever seen Alice in Wonderland?
Probably.
Yeah, even because Johnny Depp plays like the clown, that freaks me out. Even I don't like that.
See, if I know who the clown is,
like, I don't like
inside.
anything that looks like that. Anything, no. I hate it.
Okay,
It gives me creeps. I'm sweating right now.
I'm like, speaking of giving the creeps.
I have a story time about that experience too, about why I hate clowns. If you want to watch it, I'll link it below. But what about your creeps?
I don't know. I was just trying to segue into a different topic,
Yeah,
like
I
how they
know.
do. And I'm like, speaking of creepy, cricket.
Yeah.
What's
My
creepy?
mouth hurts so bad. People trying to kidnap you. It's creepy.
Oh, I had a creepy moment at the store.
Yeah.
When that guy started taking pictures of me.
When you were picking up clothes, I think.
Yeah, because we went to Kohl's and I was wearing, I talked about this before, but I was wearing, Are You Feeling the lipstick?
Yeah, let's say yeah. Why? I thought you were saying I want this off of the camera. I was like, okay.
I was wearing Are You Feel Me? That's the red lipstick, right?
Yeah.
And we'll link it below. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if he sells it anymore. I'm probably not. Mystery boxes, maybe. Jeffrey tends to do that. Okay, so I was wearing the red lipstick and like a furry kind of coat. It was fake. It wasn't real fur or anything. It was just furry. And we're walking around the store and this guy started kind of lingering around and following us. And then all of a sudden he's like on the other side of the rack with his phone up, and you just hear like him like taking pictures and like clicking or whatever. And then he said that he was taking a picture of the shirt for like his sister, but it was like weird. Like the shirt's down here, so why are you like up here?
Right.
I don't know. So yeah, it was just kind of sketchy, and he still kept like hanging around. And then I think eventually like we lost him and left. That one time in Chicago.
Yeah. That one time.
Do you want to talk?
Sorry. I'm
Or
just
is it
letting you do
easier
a lot
for
of
you?
talking because my teeth are like.
I mean,
like
I can keep
stitches.
talking.
Oh, I bet you could. There's a time in Chicago we went for her 21st birthday. She got lit. I'll insert clips here.
Insert clips.
Can I insert them?
No.
That would be so funny. That'll make the video, but man, we got in this like subway and there was this dude who was out of his mind. You could tell something's off, but they were like, weren't they like talking?
He was like rocking back and
Yeah,
forth
he was rocking back and forth.
on the train, and he like kind of like kept walking like walked to one spot, rocked back and forth, and then walked to another spot, started rocking and like mumbling stuff, and it was just being a little creepy. And we get off of the train, and all of us like seen what was going on, and we seen that he got off at the same spot as us, and so it weirded us out.
Of course, I'm not paying attention.
And she wasn't paying attention, so all of us except for Angel,
One time.
so there was like escalators to go up, and the guy got off at our spot, as I said, but we all booked it up the escalators.
Yeah.
So we're all just like running up there, kind of be like trying to be a little discreet about it and not let him know that we're like freaked out by him, but we were just kind of hurrying up. And I get to the top, and like all the way like down yonder, Angel's just standing there on the escalators, like not moving. Like it's moving her, but she's just like standing there. She's looking like, what? I'm not running. What? What's wrong? I'm not running. And I was like, Angel, come on, and like hurry up, let's go. And she was like, no, I'm not running.
You rushed me.
You're like, no. I'm like, Angel, come on. You're gonna get killed, and I'm gonna get killed because I'm trying to like help you. And then the guy came up there and was asking people for money, and then following everyone around. And and when people started telling him no, he was just like, well, don't you believe in God, and cursing and stuff. And then eventually he walked away.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a phone call.
She's so popular. She made time to come over today, you guys. She fit me into her busy schedule. So no. Yeah. The one moment, because you said I am paying attention. to my surroundings and stuff at the one moment, but I'm not.
Probably because you're in a group of people, so you're like,
Probably.
I don't feel safe because everyone else is paying attention for me. And then we're
Right.
like, come on, let's go. Weird person.
Yeah, very serious. Yeah. Yeah, I had a time in, I think it was 4th or 5th grade where I mean, you already know about, you know, people.
The car.
Yeah, the cars following us. They followed me home from, I was walking home from school and they were following me home. And my friend was with me at the time and they ended up taking pictures and they had a separate cell phone they were talking on and then they had a flip phone that they were taking pictures on and we had to separate and go our own ways to go home and my mom happened to be picking me up that day and I didn't know, so I couldn't get in the house. But as I was like on the porch trying to get in, I felt watch. So I looked over my shoulder in that same car that took pictures of us beforehand. They were in the street and they were on that phone and still taking pictures and just sitting there. And I guess they did the same thing to my friend. So there is more than one person doing it, and that's creepy.
That is creepy.
Luckily, they never came back that I know of. But yeah, there's a lot of creepers. What about dates?
Well, that's what I was trying to think about.
I'm trying to remember if I can even remember my first date that I ever had.
My first date, but it's not even anything creepy. We just went to the movies. I went out to Steak and Shake.
It doesn't have to be creepy. It can just be awkward. If there's anything awkward about it, but then again, you only had like one boyfriend, so
1.5. But I never went out on a date with. Because we just went, like, I don't consider anything we did as a date because I was always, like, paying for everything. And it wasn't ever, like, planned as a date. It was just like, oh, let's go do this.
But you have gotten a lot of dates, actually, because of dating websites and stuff. Oh my goodness. What about... How cringy was that? Can we have to change his name?
Okay, what about, that one? Yeah, he was, like, okay as a friend, but he just got too clingy.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. Reminds me of, our friend, her cousin. He, he talked to me for a while and wanted to, like, date and stuff, and we just talked on the phone. I had no idea what he looked like or anything. I didn't even think to ask. And, completely not my type at all.
So funny.
And then when I met him was the day that we went on our first date, and Sabrina was the third wheel. Thank God. But I'm glad somebody else was there. We went to the mall and we went like around to different stores, like shop at like Hot Topic and stuff like that. And they got me the rainbow extensions. And I think he got me some fruit or a milkshake or something.
You weren't gonna turn that down.
I went back and turned that down. No, you want to spend your money on me? Go ahead, but you ain't getting the second date.
That's funny.
That's so mean.
See, my cringy date was probably when there was one where it's like, you know, if you meet somebody, you're like, you know instantly that you're just not interested.
That's me.
And I was like, oh, this is a nice person, but I don't want to, you know, whatever. So we had like a casual, like, mall date, and then at the end of it, like, he asked for a kiss, and I was like, no.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I hate those. Like, that one guy that was hot. That, you know, my friend's cousin, when we went on a date, I remember after because he wanted to slow dance with me to 1,000 years. You know how when you get into that place where the elevator is after you get out of the movies? And like there was music playing in there and he wanted to slow dance with me and I was like, we can slow dance in that touch. So I was like this, kind of like back and forth, and I was just trying to be nice until I got home.
You said you can slow dance and not touch.
Yeah, I was like, we can just like spray back and forth and talk or whatever. I don't really know you like that. This was the first time I was meeting him, so I used that as an excuse. And he's like, oh, that's fine. And I think that once we got back to the house, because I think either my mom or his mom, maybe it was his mom, because, you know, he lived up in Michigan. So his mom was coming to pick him up, and I was like, I cannot wait to get him out of my house. because this is awkward because we were alone.
Who's his cousin?
Sits. Because Sabrina left and went home.
Yeah.
And I was stuck alone with them, and my parents didn't care. He was in my room. They did not care about anything. But he was up in my room, and I was showing him all my Jonas Brothers posters and stuff, and like trying to be on a friendly level with him. But he was like, "Oh, you should come here. You should like cuddle." I was like, "Oh, we should like not." And I remember he like put his hoodie around me, and he was like, "You'd be so cute in the middle of my hoodie." And it's like 10 times my. I was so little, I was like engulfed in it.
So yeah.
And I was just like, man, like this is just not what I was expecting. And he was really, really clingy. And I remember after he left, I talked to him on the phone a little more after that, like just phone calls and stuff and messaging on Facebook. But then, and I think I was like 16 or 17 and he was 15.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a little younger, and I don't know, I'm really into younger guys. But he was being really weird. Like, I was still a virgin, but he kept saying like, "Oh, I want to lose my virginity to you." Like, so I was like, bro, yeah, and being really weird and saying like, just how guys are. They're so weird sometimes. I was like, bro, and he'd be like trying to say inappropriate stuff to me. And he's like, "What are you doing right now?" I'm like, "Eating ice cream on a plate."
With a fork.
With a fork. Yeah. Just like, And then I had to tell him, and he acted like I traumatized him. He's like, "I can't stop having dreams about you. Like, you really broke my heart." Like, we went on one date, and it was barely even a date. It was so awkward.
I know. I'm trying to think like my weird. The like most uncomfortable date was when I went out with that shallow guy.
Oh yeah, that was rude.
He was weird.
Yeah.
His face was weird too.
I bet.
But he was like weird. Cause like I remember I got there and he like wasn't getting out of the car, and I was like, "Is this even the right, like, cause I said I was there and he wasn't getting out, so I was like, okay, like this is like awkward now, cause you can clearly tell, like, like, so I was like, okay, and then I think he went in just to be nice and then have conversation, but he ended up just being all about himself.
Yeah.
And then talking about other girls in a rude way, and then yeah, he was just not a nice person.
Didn't sound like one.
Yeah. That was like the most that anyone's ever talked about. I don't know. I was just like in the conversation, but it was not a good conversation.
Yeah, it's so awkward.
Yeah. And then I think a couple, like around that time, like maybe like a couple weeks apart, I met this other person. He was really nice, but then at the end he was just like, oh, like it wasn't the vibe that I thought it was gonna be, type of thing.
Yeah.
And then the other one was clingy, that I was just like, no, I'd rather be your friend. Can't call my parents your in-laws.
Oh, yeah.
After like one time of hanging out, it's weird.
It is weird.
The other one, my outfit ripped apart while we were sitting there, because it was just like it was from Rue 21, and it was like a romper.
Yeah.
And the seams just like came undone, so that was fun. It's a traumatizing day.
Well,
Not really.
I'm like vaguely remembering the people that you were with when it happened, but I can't remember.
That one was with the guy from Michigan, because I went out with him a second time because I forgot my stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I really had hope for him.
Yeah, he was weird. I'm glad it didn't work out.
Yeah.
He just ended up being weird. And then the other one, we'll call him Charlie. I feel like it would have worked out with him if I would have continued to hang out with him, but I just got weirded out by him wanting to hang out at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, because obviously you
I was like, I don't
for
want
certain reasons.
Yeah, it just weirded me out. I was like, I'm not gonna come over at 3 a.m. And then the other one just strung me on for an entire year and a half. And then the other one I actually dated, and he just left me in debt.
That is a story on its own. Like, you should really tell that story.
my ex had a baby mama and they lived together and all this stuff, walking red flags. Just kidding.
No, that's it would be a caution
It was
tale
a-
for other people. Like,
It
don't.
was a major walk. He was a walking red flag.
He was. He still is. He's crazy.
He just
Watch out.
has no like remorse, and he has like no care for his like actions at all.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't care who he messes like up.
Yeah,
In
no,
his
he
path.
doesn't care at all.
He just wants to take what he can from people and live off of them.
Especially because he acts like nothing's wrong. That's like the most twisted part about it. I feel like, because like I feel like in his mind everything's okay. That there's
He's
nothing
just
wrong
very
with his
narcissistic.
actions.
He's got problems.
Never date a narcissist.
Yeah.
I almost said a narcissist.
Some narcissist.
Never date a narcissist. That is a topic in its own.
I had a lot of guys and like I like kind of like talked to that didn't really like me back, but like most of the time it was just I jumped from relationship to relationship.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a lot of like dating stories.
Oh, I got offended because the one person that I went out with that we just ended up being friends unfriended me on everything.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that's kind of like, I don't know. It just threw me off because that was a long time ago that we even went out in the first place. And like we like talked since then, like casually, like as friends, like nothing more.
Yeah.
So it just was like, I don't know, it just felt weird to get unfriended.
Right. Well, maybe they just did because they were in a relationship and how some people are.
I feel like that's why. Because we had a streak for a long time. And then he's
Yeah.
like, oh, I gotta lose the streak. Like, my girlfriend doesn't like that.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has to be that person being jealous.
Which doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Because some people get really like insecure about them.
And it shouldn't be that big a deal because we weren't really like good friends like that. But it was
Yeah.
just like, you know, like he had like a
Yeah.
positive like outlook on
Right.
life. So it's like stories and stuff like on Snapchat were like a little
Right.
uplifting. So if you have a positive person unfriend you, it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
oh,
Why it sucks. I don't get people. Or they don't. I feel like I'm blanking out because I'm just like, I don't know what to really like say about like dating and stuff.
I mean, we were doing good on creepy stuff.
Oh, we would. We would.
We would be.
See, what did I say?
That's why we had to plan what to talk about
Yeah, I know.
and have it like points written out. Come prepared. It's just getting warm in here.
I'm perfect.
See, I want to feel my arm. Oh, your hand's warm. Oof, that was a mistake. It just got warmer.
Yeah. I remember the first time me and I just named him like, let's see, what should I name him?
I'm sorry. He said, I said that I was warm because he said he was cold. And he's like, lucky you. I said, I don't know, too warm. He said, not me. My chicken legs are cold. That's so stupid.
No, but my ex Dan, he
Dan. He's just making up a name.
yeah. I remember our first date, like it was awkward because like I was wearing like a checkered. It was like a checkered shirt with like multi-colors on it, but it was kind of low cut. It wasn't that low cut, but my cleavage was out. And he like looked down my shirt, and I flipped.
Oh, yeah.
I went off, and then I was like, "You
Made you uncomfortable.
are so disrespectful. Like you're lucky if I even go on this date with you after this. Like I should make your ass leave." Like I was going off on him so bad that he was getting up and getting his stuff together. Like he was gonna leave.
Yeah.
Because he was shocked that I went off on him like that. Because I'm just like, who told you to look down my freaking shirt? Like, I don't know why, but stuff like that really irks. Like, I really get offended over that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I should, right? Normal? That's normal,
It's normal
right?
to be yeah, it's almost like people forget that it's normal to be offended by that stuff. Because
Yeah.
it's so easy for people to be offended on the other side of it. Like,
Yeah.
where they'll be offended at you if you're offended. They're like, well, what's the big deal about it?
Right. I should have dated him
You dated him for a long time.
for 3 years, unfortunately. It's a mistake. A lot of it, I've realized I blocked a lot of crap out. Like the
Yeah, but I
crazy
have a
shit that I
weird
do with my
memory
exes.
though.
Well, you have a memory. I have a memory of a goldfish, and you have like the memory of like a PC computer. So it must be nice.
PC computer. No, I have a weird memory.
PC means personal computer.
I can remember like in elementary school, like as a little.
Alright, the
like,
only thing I remember of
little.
elementary is being bullied. That's
Yeah, that
pretty
too.
much it.
I remember tripping in the school hallway.
Good times.
I remember falling down a flight of stairs.
I remember one time I pushed myself down the flight of stairs because I wanted my ankle to be sprained so I can have crutches so I can have
That was
tension.
you. Oh, I got it mixed up. See, my memory's not great. I said to, I think my brother recently, I said, yeah, there is like this kid at school that would intentionally try to sprain their ankle so that they
that
could
one
get,
time.
so that they
I
could.
didn't even know you then.
No, I must have known the story.
Uh-huh.
But I was like, because I imagined it was at Longfellow, like there's like a little slope of the grass where I thought someone was trying to sprain their ankle, but like the way you worded it, it's just what I told my brother. I was like, yeah, somebody was trying to intentionally sprain their ankle so that they could get out of school and have to wear crutches. So like maybe it's somebody else, but
Maybe. Yeah.
it's just, you know, a similar story.
Like the fact that I thought that was like interesting because my mom, she busted both of her big toes and had crutches and I was like, that looks fun. I want to try that.
That's so funny.
So I threw myself down the basement steps.
Oh.
My mom got me up.
I wonder why
She
your
was
memory's a little weird. I
like-
never did that.
I was a disturbed child.
When I would fall, it would be an accident, or like people would try to trip me, but like I wouldn't trip myself.
My mom picked me up and I was like, my ankle, it hurts, even though it really wasn't my ankle, it was my head.
We should just do a podcast talking about falling. We have so many stories. I have a story about my brother because he like fell down the steps and he landed on his foot on every single step.
Oh,
like
yeah,
on every corner, he went
yeah.
boom, 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 boom,
Man,
boom.
that sounds painful.
It does. Sucks to be him. And he just like got to the wall and was like, ow.
Wasn't he drunk that day?
No.
Or
That
was
was
he
when he was
halfway?
younger.
Oh.
He was going down the basement stairs at our old house, and there's no railing either over there. And the stairs were like, I don't know what kind of material, but like not normal, like stair, like kind of like wood maybe.
Concrete?
No, because concrete would have been too heavy for stairs. But yeah, it was like that weird, like whatever. But yeah, so he was like hitting like that part of his foot, and then he kept falling down the stairs at the other house almost every night. All because he didn't want to turn the light on. Because he didn't want to be disturbing to anybody, so he just kept falling down the stairs.
Yeah. One time I slid on my butt all the way down. Like, you know, like wooden stairs that are like outside some of people's like duplexes and stuff? Or like they have like a deck and then there'll be a stair.
Yeah.
So I went down one, fell down one at night and slid down on my butt the entire way down. It hurt so bad. And I was at this guy's house.
We need to start sliding downstairs with like blankets and stuff.
I want to do that. That's something.
No, it doesn't, but it's just funny. You're like, really?
I was like,
I regret this.
good for you. Sounds fun to you, and I keep sticking to this couch.
Yeah. Well, this podcast is everywhere. There's not really any point to it.
But we hope you guys enjoyed it anyway.
Because we're talking.
We're just sharing some memories, and
Yeah,
a lot of
basically
it's
what
probably
it
going
is.
to be edited out.
I don't know if we can make anything out of it.
Yeah, I don't either, but we'll figure it out. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
You look so sad. Okay, talk to you.
Hello.